and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center here at the Lou Fuse Ford pregame show. I'm Todd Panula alongside Chuck Kraus, and we're here to bring you all of tonight's exciting Women's Division I action as it's the hometown Maryville Saints against the visiting McKendree Bearcats. Chuck, it's been a little while since you've been on air. We thought we were going to get you on the men last week, but you pulled a little extra duty.
Yeah, I had to go filling for Joe Parisi down there between benches, announcing the players and all that good stuff. So from what I hear, you and Marshy had it just greatly under control.
We kept a tight ship. It's a little easy when you're not steering us off course.
Oh, man. I see how it is. Okay.
We're starting off strong here. But as we said, it is the Bearcats against the Saints here tonight. As we know, Chuck, these two schools are big-time rivals in just about all the levels. Doesn't matter, men's, women's. The men have had a little more time to establish that rivalry, but the women getting things started pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't take long to form a little rivalry, right? You hear it from the other side. Now you're getting it for them, the women that are getting it. So, yeah, a nice little rivalry going on. They played last night, Todd, and, well, you can't really say one team was better than the other because they tied.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who decided there's no shootouts, apparently. I don't know. We'll discuss that maybe a little bit later. But a good season for Maryville last year, a huge improvement, leaps and bounds over their inaugural season. It was a big-time struggle in that year, but a full year of recruiting for Coach Tommy Lang, and you saw the strides on the ice. There was still some inconsistencies, but they managed to pull off a huge win in Nationals, upset Adrian. And, I mean, they were very close even in the game that they lost after that.
Yeah, I mean, when you do something like that, when you know that your team's not quite there, but you're upsetting a team like Adrian, you know you've got something right. You know if you're Coach Lang that you're doing something right. And like you said, new faces, new players coming in. Todd, we got 9 freshmen this year.
So you led right into my next point, talking about some of the new faces that Maryville's had. And that's been the key to this program, whether it's Coach Hogan or the D2 teams, what have you. The women's program is now starting to catch up themselves, and it's getting those big-time recruits into this program. And when you have that many new players, obviously there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve perhaps, but it shows that they're making those strides. And if nothing else, it gives them depth because even last year, we saw the defense would get a little bit fatigued because there were times you only had 2 pairs of defense. Now you've got a full complement of players.
Yeah, if you remember, Todd, there were some games where, a couple girls were hurt. They had like 12 players on their bench, and they were really fatigued, and a goalie would get hurt, and that was on top of another goalie that was already hurt. So they were really, looking for players, and you can't get much better unless you really recruit hard. And it just goes to show, from the women all the way up to the men, this program has been recruiting hard, and Coach Lang, can't say enough about him. He's been doing a great job at that. Brought in a bunch of new faces. Now they got a D2 team, so the D1 team looking to really make some strides this year.
Yeah, and recovering for injuries is obviously going to be key for this team this season. And now they have that depth. You can maybe bring somebody up from D2 to cover for a game or whatnot, but being able to cover those teams when you're a little bit shorthanded is going to make things that much better. Yeah,
and speaking of injuries, unfortunately we got Maddie Johnson with an upper body injury that she's going to be out at least for a little bit. We'll let your imagination kind of go on there how long she's going to be out. But unfortunately, she's going to be out, and we got a new letter on someone's jersey this year, Todd.
Emma Gerwitz will now be the captain for the Maryville Saints. She was one of the players that went in a lot of players thought that she might be the captain right from the get-go, but they ended up giving it to Maddie Johnson. But now Emma Gerwitz obviously able to step and fill in that role.
Yeah, Emma's been playing some. I've been watching her in the offseason and got to see her last night. Obviously, it's the first game of the season. Emma's really stepped it up. She's been a great player already. Her skating, her defensive skills, man, she has been working hard. And like you said, a lot of them thought that she was going to get the C from the get-go. Maddie Johnson did a great job at that. But when you're hurt, you need a leader on the ice. Emma Gerwitz was the perfect person for that.
Yeah, Emma Gerwitz, as you saw there from the stats, 6 goals last year. She's really able to keep the offense going. She's able to get that slick stick handling within the zone, but not make those foolish plays either, especially when you're at the blue line. You're the last line of defense, and you're not allowed to give the puck away, and she manages to keep it under stick pretty well.
Yeah, and when you're on the ACHA first team All-American team, when you're announced on that, what an accomplishment. Your team may not have finished like you wanted to, but at least if your team can't get where they want to be, your personal goals can be met, and that's exactly what Emma Gerwitz did. And hey, I'm excited to see how she leads this team. A lot of new faces, a lot of new players. It seems like a whole new organization for them.
Yeah, they're going to have a long season ahead of them, but right now it's the focus on tonight. As you mentioned, a bit of a disappointing result last night, a 3-3 tie. You don't really see that very often anymore. I'm okay with ties overall, but at least you have to know it going in, and that seems to be one of the weird things about this level is they almost make it up as you go along. You go into a game and you flip a coin and say, well, we'll go in a shootout tonight or not this night.
Well, I was able to talk to Coach Lang about that a little earlier when I got to the rink, and he was saying that they're not doing it at all, that they talked about it before the season. And, a lot has to go into goals against, goals for, the strength of your schedule. So they said, listen, if we just end with a tie, everything else will even out.
And I'm fine with that, especially if you go more of a points-based system. But overall, as I mentioned, somewhat disappointing. You'd like to get that first victory on night number 1. But you come here, you got home ice, and now Maryville can try to refocus and try to pick up a victory tonight. And victories have been a little hard to come by against McKendree. We talked about that rivalry. So far, it's been a little one-sided. The Bearcats went 3-1 against the Saints last season, and in the program's history for Maryville, they're only 2-6 against the Bearcats.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite different this year, Todd. I really do. I really love who Coach Lang's brought in. I really like the chemistry between these girls out there. And I think 2-6 is going to be numbers of the past, and that they're really going to step up.
So one of the reasons that Maryville has hope for a victory tonight is potentially the play of their goaltender, as it will be Sawyer Duncan in between the pipes, as she's going to be Maryville's starting goaltender. They went with Caitlin Cadrain on the road, Sawyer Duncan here at home.
Yeah, I mean, when you got 3 goalies, like you just said, you got Duncan, Cadrain, and Shaw. Any pick that you take, you're going to have a good goaltender between the pipes. So as you can see, goals against 2.6, save percentage .922. Sawyer Duncan's been playing some good hockey, and I know she's ready to get between tonight. And we're here for the Red Out, the opening night for women's hockey.
So from the starting goaltender, let's take a look at the entire starting lineup for your Maryville Saints this evening. As we mentioned, in between the pipes, it is going to be Sawyer Duncan, and guarding her up front in terms of the defense. On the left side, it's going to be the captain, Emma Gerwitz, and on the opposite side, it is Morgan McGowan. On the forward side of things, Sydney Poisson will be on left wing. In the middle for her is going to be Sophie Brennan. And on the opposite wing, it is going to be Ellie Rutherford. So 2 freshmen right off the bat, Chuck, are going to be in the starting lineup for the Maryville Saints here tonight as we see all the lines put together.
Yeah, and I think it's great that they didn't start their first game here at home. They get their jitters out as freshmen, get their jitters out on the road, and then you come home, you put on a good show for your home crowd, and hopefully get the W.
So some keys for tonight's victory. I'll go ahead and go first. For me, it is going to be to help out Sawyer Duncan, because she had a decent season, as we saw with the numbers last year, but she didn't necessarily always get the support, whether that was goals, whether that was defending. It seemed like it kind of changed game to game. She'd either face a lot of shots and just have that one tough one squeak in, or the goal support wasn't there. I think if they get her off to a good start, that's going to be key for them here tonight.
Absolutely. In mine, Todd, execute during 5-on-5 play. Last night, Coach Lang stated that, they took a little too many penalties that he liked to see. They execute on 5-on-5 play, get them goals in, make McKendree skate a little bit, that they're going to do just fine.
So obviously the Maryville Saints are going to look for a first victory here tonight. Overall, whether it's tonight or this season, Chuck, what are you looking forward to from this team?
I'm really looking forward to see the chemistry between the players that have been on the team and the new ones coming in. I think Coach Lang's done a great job at his recruiting. I think the players that he's brought in are very good. They're very hard-fought players. We got to see some video of them in their past teams that they played for. So really anxious to see what these new women bring to Maryville.
So 60 minutes are coming up here at the Maryville University Hockey Center between the Saints and the Bearcats. That'll wrap it up for your Lou Fuse Ford pregame show. Don't go too far. We'll be right back with the puck drop here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
I think the thing I love most about going back to St. Louis are the people.
Every time I come back, there's something new.
There's so much of the city that I have yet to explore.
From Six Flags to the Science Center to the Louvre.
Ted Drew's.
Hey, and what about the sports? Come on.
You have to get to a Cardinals game, you have to get to a Blues game.
I mean, you have to see the Arch if you go to St. Louis.
It is Instagram bait.
St. Lou is home. It's my home.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.
This is my calling, where I was always meant to be. And everything I've worked for, everything my team has worked for. Every practice, every drill has led me here. When the lights go up and we hit that ice, it's all about that one perfect moment. Because this is our calling.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center, site of tonight's exciting matchup between the Bearcats of McKendree and the Maryville Saints. Once again, I'm Todd Panula alongside Chuck Kraus. This rivalry matchup has been fierce, but sort of one-sided thus far for the Bearcats. We mentioned in the pregame show, 2-6-1. are the Maryville Saints against the Bearcats thus far. Your starting goaltenders for this evening, as we talked about in the pregame show, Sawyer Duncan in between the pipes for the Saints. And in goal for the McKendree Bearcats is Brianna Burke. So we're underway with the Bearcats in control. They feather a pass in towards the zone, intending that one for Gorgievska Sharp. Didn't quite connect on it. Gerwitz has it slide just past her. Saints trying to exit on the left. No such luck as it was kept alive. Wrapped around. Saints again try to pop it out. That was deflected over towards their bench. McGowan gives it over to Gerwitz. Nice touch pass up through the right side, and here comes Ellie Rutherford. She looks to play it in the middle, but that was intercepted as Steinstra got it away. Here's Gerwitz from the slot. Score! Over the glove hand side, and it is 1-0, just 40 seconds in.
Oh, baby, what a shot by Emma Gerwitz. Sneaking in from the point, top shelf, over the McKendree Bearcat goalie. First shot on goal, 40 seconds in. Maryville Saints are up 1-0 with a rocket from the newly named captain, Emma Gerwitz.
You could tell that she had eyes on the goal as soon as she saw it right there in the slot, the juicy part of the rink. And just lasered one over that glove hand side of Brianna Burke.
What a shot by Emma Gerwitz.
So that's the way you want to start things off. Saints lead by 1. Bearcats almost gave it away at the blue line, but now they get it out into the neutral zone. A feathered pass for Hobbs was a little too strong. Saints have it in behind their own goal. Almost given away, but picked up by Morris. She'll skate over to the far hand side. Off the near side boards and taken away. Groot hands it off. Here's Tembies. She was disrupted just enough, and now she'll head off to the bench. Tie up in the corner. Smothers drops it off. Groot whips it on around. Far side corner. Scully left it. Saints have it. Trying to pop one out through the middle, and no such luck. Intended for Brooks. Groot tripped over one of the lines painted on the ice as she got it into the zone. Wraps one around again. Bearcats have it in the corner. A little bit of body play going on. Got to be careful with that. It's body checking isn't legal, I should say, in women's hockey, which I've never quite understood. But here's Atchison. Wrist shot off the crossbar after it went off the glove of Duncan. And that's one of those situations where you're better off lucky than good.
Yeah, kind of caught her off guard, it seemed, Todd. Kind of a flutter. Hits off the glove, hits off the crossbar. And from up here, it looked like he was going to roll down Sawyer Duncan's back under the back of the goal.
Fortunately for her, it settled off just to the side. She was able to smother that one with 17:56 to go in the first. Off the draw, Gerwitz pops one up. That was deflected. Saints just barely get it out. Peeled back by Kallhammer. She's tied up along the boards. Stelzer got it off. It was intercepted. My mistake. That was actually McGowan. McGowan back on defense. Pass almost found a wide open player for the Bearcats. Good stick handling here by Hassenfratz. And now the Saints get it out to center. They'll dump it in as McGowan put it in. O'Leary was giving chase. Gerwitz pinches in from the blue line. Kicks at it. Jabs it back into the corner. Bearcats almost gave it away in behind their own net. So getting a little careless with the puck here in the early going. McGowan holds it in. Haley brings it over here for the Bearcats on the near side. Trying a spin pass. Unsuccessful with that again. Bearcats give it away, though, in their own zone, as they're not quite on the same page here in the first 4 minutes or so.
Some great forechecking going on by Maryville. They're not letting them out, and now all McKendree had to do, all they could do was ice the puck. So icings usually occur, Todd, when the defensive team kind of has options have run out for him. So, like I said, Maryville doing a great job at their forechecking, causing McKendree to ice the puck, and now we get a face-off down in the McKendree zone.
So the Bearcats trying to take as long as they can to get in position. They've got a lot of tired bodies out there. Ashley Haley was one that was almost bent over. As we mentioned, not quite 4 minutes played here, so they're gassed early. Here's a chance for Maryville, and that one just trickles wide. And Sophie Brennan was looking for her first goal as a Saint. She finds the puck back at center, plays it off the near wall, popped up into the air, glove down. Rutherford, she'll leave it. Backhanded pass from Brennan was blocked. Poisson to Brennan in the corner. Interference run there by Brooks. Bearcats able to ladle that one out and finally get a line change. Herbert to Brooks and dropped on back. Sliding one up through the middle. That one had 3 options to go to and it missed all of them. No icing though as the Bearcats touched it. From the corner on the near side, Kyla Morris looking to slide one through the middle. Good step up at the blue line though by Furbett. Bearcats still able to get one out. Intercepted by Brooks. That puck rolling over here to the near side. She'll peel it back. Nice little drop pass for St. Louis. And now a whip shot by Furbett. Deflected on the way through and met with the right pad. Saints hold it in again. Kelsall rolls it around. St. Louis to Morris. She was knocked off the puck, just out of the reach of Gerwitz at the blue line, and it's out to center. There's a bit of a bump over on the far side, so the referee's allowing a little bit of physicality here this afternoon, or early evening. Little chip pass, and now a partial breakaway. Here's O'Leary from the right side, shot right into the breadbasket. I think she was looking to go 5-hole and just got a little too far underneath.
Yeah, got swallowed up by the Bearcat goaltender. Good read by O'Leary, though, going up, being open in center ice, right there in that mid-zone, Todd, and able to generate that breakaway.
An offensive zone face-off for the Saints here from the near wing. Into the corner. Stick was caught up in the skates of Groot. She was looking around expecting a penalty, none to be had. Bumping and grinding going over on the far side. Puck comes loose. Groot has it. Tried to put one high off the glass, and that one will go too high into the protected netting.
Todd, I think the name of the game right now for McKendree is aggressiveness. They've been so aggressive. They're not letting McKendree get out of their zone, and they're causing McKendree to make some mistakes. As we just saw, they cleared it right into the net. They've been doing some untimely icings as well.
Gerwitz and McGowan still out there. A fresh 3 forwards for the Saints. Off the wall, backhanded out by Brown. Gerwitz got there first. Davis had it slip away. Ping-ponging back and forth here in the neutral zone. Groot pops one up through. Saints say thank you for that. O'Leary off the wall. Tried to feed it in for Kallhammer. Gerwitz back at her own line. A little too far, though, as she stretched it out for O'Brien. Saints will change, as will the Bearcats, but only a partial one for the visitors. Hassenfratz from the side wall.
And a hook. Yep.
There's going to be a penalty coming up. First power play of the game as Addison Cooper got one caught up in between.
And Todd, as I was saying, if you're out there skating, if you're out there playing aggressive, you make the opposing team make mistakes. Maryville, deep in the zone, they intercept the puck, and McKendree takes a hooking penalty. So, aggressiveness, great hard skating by Maryville thus far.
It's been all Maryville thus far. It is 1-0 in favor of the Saints, out shooting their opponent 4-1. They get it set up. Here's Gerwitz looking for number 2, and that one just went wide. A wraparound attempt, or stuff, I should say, but it just came off the toe of the stick for St. Louis.
Man, she was there. She saw it. I'm sure her eyes were as big as golf balls there, Todd.
She could see that the goaltender had vacated that near side post from our vantage point. Here comes Rutherford. And it'll be offside as that puck was just slowed up along the blue line.
Yeah, St. Louis had some speed. Rutherford goes across the line, a little bit offside, but yeah, I mean they're doing exactly what they need to do, Todd, coming out here at your home opener.
Saints go with Poisson, Rutherford, and St. Louis. Gerwitz as well as O'Leary on this power play attack. Off the skates of O'Leary. Gerwitz chops it up towards the blue line. St. Louis takes it. Blind pass for Poisson, and she wasn't expecting it. She's ridden into the near side wall. From the corner, Bearcats flop it up towards the blue line, but no further. Poisson with the hold. Gerwitz back to Poisson just outside the circle. Shot on, blocker save. Rebound is loose, and another save. Good chance from Morris. Here's Gerwitz from the blue line. Hard off the far side wall. O'Leary with the slick move. She'll take a shot from an angle. That ends up over here on the near boards. Still in the zone, though. Another shot from the angle. That off the side of the cage. Here's St. Louis. Her shot. A rebound is scored! Colleen O'Leary makes it 2-0 with the power play goal.
Right place at the right time, Todd. A power play goal for Colleen O'Leary. Hanging out right in front of the goal. Gets the rebound. 2-0. Maryville Saints, 12:06 left in the first period.
O'Leary with the extra attacker goal at 7:54. Her first here on home ice.
You felt one coming, Todd. They were putting shots on. McKendree's goaltender was doing a great job at making those initial saves, and there's not much you can do when the puck squeaks out in the middle like that.
As you said, Chuck, usually when you get those sustained attacks where you're just keeping the pressure on, don't let them get the puck out. You can sense one coming. Bearcats trying to get one back. Here's a shot off the toe. And Duncan able to cover up the loose puck after a great chance from Juliana Davis.
Yeah, only the second shot on goal for McKendree, and Davis put a little rocket, a little sniper there, Todd. Duncan was able to get her right foot out. Right now the shots are 6-2 in favor to Maryville. But it could change. We saw it last night. We saw it all last season. It could change at any moment.
Can't take anything for granted. 11:45 left to go. Behind the play, Olivia O'Brien is without her stick as it was knocked out of her hands. No penalty forthcoming, though, as there's a collision in behind the net. Puck over towards the far circle. Fanning on the clearance is Scully. On the near side boards, this time Groot keeps it in play, trying to get it up for Davis. And now here's Davis in on the attack, looking to get in towards the slot. Fantastic defending, though. Too many bodies clogging up the middle.
Yeah, great back check there for Maryville, not letting Davis get that shot on.
In behind the net, Lannon over towards the far side. Intercepting was Callhammer. Groot up through the middle. Bearcats come in on the offensive side. Barron puts one across. And good defending again. Getting the stick in front was Kelsel. Intercepting, though, is Gorgevska Sharp. She looks to find one in the middle. Second attempt off the side of the cage. Saints can't clear, and that one deflected on through. That was tough to handle for Duncan. Loose puck right in the middle of the ice. Saints charge out. They could have had a 3-on-2. Instead, it's a 2-on-3. Doesn't matter as it was offside.
So a little bit of a push by McKendree there, Todd, getting some shots on. It's now 6-4. Like I said, this could change, but Maryville's just got to keep their gas on the pedal, or their pedal on the gas, or their foot on the pedal.
Take your pick.
All three, Todd, all the above.
Something leads to something else. Groot reverses here to the near side. You go ahead and continue if you want.
I'm just laughing at myself.
Groot has the puck again as she feathers one around St. Louis. Into the zone, brought in as the Bearcats are slowed up. Here's Hassenfratz. She's got a little too cute with the puck, kind of rolled on her. Graham with it over on the far side. Jabs one off the boards. Intending it for Hassenfratz, intercepted by Morris. Gerwitz up through the middle, just off the heel of the stick of St. Louis. Morris is over there, tangled up inside the official circle. Gerwitz back in her own end. Ooh, dangerous pass. Looking for Brooks here on the near side. McGowan slowed it up. Gorgievska sharp, put one across. I think she intended that to be a shot. It ended up almost in the face of her teammate, Kirsten Barron. Puck taking some odd hops now. Perhaps the ice a little bit choppy. Intercepted on the cross ice pass, and Duncan makes the save. The rebound couldn't be corralled. 5 saves on the night so far for Sawyer Duncan, though, as Smothers couldn't hold the zone. Haley goes far wing, and then it's pushed on in as the partial change will happen for the Bearcats. And here comes St. Louis. Put into the far side corner. On the forecheck is Brennan. Poisson was over there as well. Initial hold in by Kelsel, and now they say that it crossed the line. So we'll get an offside.
What a great save by Sawyer Duncan on that last break from McKendree. Standing tall, able to keep it out of the net. McKendree now with 5 shots. Maryville still standing at 6.
So the offense for the Saints has cooled down just a bit. McBain was spun around. Popped off the far side wall by O'Brien. He was looking down towards the goal line. Brennan was there. There's a shot put on by Furbett. And now a save is made. Again from the circle. Cooper is denied. Saints getting a little more pressure now as they've put on a couple quick shots in succession. O'Brien trying to dump it in to get a line change. That one goes off a skate. Comes over here to the near boards. Brown was slowed up and forced to give it away. Kelsel. Again, a lot more well-placed sticks here from the Bearcats as it's carried on around. Barron will go around the world. Barron again. She'll take a shot. That's knocked down.
Duncan made it look easy there.
Very calm, cool, collected on that save. It's a touch pass. Finds Callhammer. She goes up high and hits the cage of the goaltender. Kept alive by O'Leary. She spins one in behind the net before she heads off on a change. Callhammer's forecheck is successful. Tied up along the near side boards. Toole couldn't quite steal that one away cleanly. Saucer pass unsuccessful as Toole took it right back. Another interception for Toole. She is relentless over on the far wing. McGowan tied up with Gorgievska Sharp. She's looking around. Everybody's jousting around there. And credit to the officials thus far. This is more what people expect from hockey. You don't want anybody taking runs at anybody or checking from behind, but there needs to be a certain physicality in the game.
Yeah, what a save.
Couple great saves from Duncan. Once on the long shot and then the second on the rebound as the Saints will clear it out. They need some fresh legs. 6:02 left to go here in the period. Saints lead 2-0. Good forecheck put on by Rutherford, the freshman, showing that youthful exuberance as it's popped down low by McGowan. Saints got a little twisted around, didn't know where that puck was. McGowan holds it in again, and then she's knocked down for her troubles. Jabbed around Brennan. Gerwitz will give chase. Gets to it in behind her own net. Brooks is able to just peel that one off the wall and get enough of a touch on it to slow it down. No icing. Atchison put it over the blue line, and then the Saints brought it back in a little too hastily as Nab brought it in offside.
Yeah, a little anxious there by Nab bringing it in offside. I'm sure it's a well-deserved whistle that both teams would like right now. We had some constant play there
5:19 to go here in the opening period. Up through the middle. Not on the same page as Davis, though. Saints will put it in behind their offensive net. Good patience. It's brought around by St. Louis. She finds Dawson on the far side from the point. Shot on. Hit a maze of bodies in front. Brooks keeps it alive. Brooks trying to peel it off the wall. And there's some cross-checking going on. Just a little bit.
Right, seems like it's right at that line, Todd. They're playing some nice physical play. Any more, they'll probably start getting called like we.
As if on cue.
Right there.
Saints are going to go back to the penalty box. And McKendree's been kind of flirting with that line thus far, and they've been caught twice. So the Saints already with a power play goal to their name will go back on the offensive as Pafalt will spend the next 2 minutes in the sin bin.
Looked like, was it for a check? Body check, is that what they were calling?
Yeah. Rutherford couldn't quite come up with the puck. Initially won the draw, but then, as we see so often, the players get tied up. 1:50 left to go in the power play as Gurwitz is mildly forechecked. Cam Beats kind of did a little bit of flyby. Good stretch pass as Poisson brings it in on the far wing. Using her body to guide the puck into the zone. Leaves it in for St. Louis. She's trying to find Poisson, who's just outside the circle. A give and go.
Good patience.
Here's Poisson with a wrister. She went off the crossbar. May have hit the knob of the stick. Nevertheless, it stayed out. 1:19 left to go on the power play. There's a tie-up over on the far wing. Rutherford drops it off. Here's Gurwitz. She's got eyes on goal. Deflected, score! Another power play goal. 3-0.
Great patience, Emma Gurwitz. The puck sneaks out. And that thing had eyes, Todd. Emma Gurwitz skates in with the puck, puts it on goal. The second goal for number 2, Emma Gurwitz. 3-0, 3:42 left in the first period.
So Gurwitz at 16-18, and I saw the puck change directions, but Gurwitz took the celebration, so I have to wonder if that went off the glove of the goaltender and then downward.
Yeah, it was either the glove or a defender of McKendree, but it absolutely did change direction.
So one or the other definitely true, as a McKendree player went over to kind of give a little tap on the pads of Brianna Burke, who one of the keys to the game was kind of helping out Sawyer Duncan. Well, for Burke, she's kind of having that kind of game here tonight.
Yeah.
So far, no offense to speak of, and even though she's only faced 10 shots, you still feel like she's faced the bulk of the pressure.
Yeah, she really has. And what better way is, like you said, to help out Sawyer Duncan, what better way to help out your goaltender than to really put those goals up and put on the forward pressure. And Maryville's absolutely done that for Sawyer.
We've seen it throughout this rivalry. Again, men, women, doesn't matter. To where, here's a little chip shot goal from her stomach. Kirsten Barron was able to somehow, that was a pitching wedge.
You cannot take that away from Kirsten Barron. She stuck with it, Todd. She scored from either on her stomach or on her knees. What a great goal by McKendree, number 42, Kirsten Barron. Wow. She stuck with it.
Great tenacity shown there by Kirsten Barron. So the shutout is no longer an option. The goal comes at 16:56. And now the Bearcats are on the board, and that's going to have them feeling a little bit better about themselves.
Yeah, sometimes it takes one, Todd, and they got that up on the board. They got that monkey off their back.
A little bit of a pirouette from Quinn Atchison, put it in on the far wing. Atchison gets it back along the half wall. And a penalty coming up. This time it's going to be on the Saints, and that kind of plays into what I was about to say before that goal, was we've seen the physicality from McKendree at all levels, and a lot of times it's been a lack of an ability by Maryville to capitalize. Thus far, the Saints have with 2 power play goals, but as Cooper goes into the box, now an opportunity for the Bearcats to make Maryville pay for going into the sin bin.
Yeah, you really got to keep your composure and keep the pressure on. You can't give up. You can't let your foot off the pedal, and you just got to keep on going with it, Todd.
Quick spin shot from Hassenfratz, just went wide. Davis keeps it in the zone. 12 seconds gone off the power play. Group on her offhand. Gave it back to Davis. She wants to go rink wide, but the passing lane not available. Toole had enough of that, finally pressured. Group keeps it along the line. Cross-ice pass for Davis. That one is loose after initial save by Duncan. Bodies are turning every which way. Finally, it settles onto the stick of Gerwitz. She goes down to ice. The fans want a penalty, none to be had. Hassenfratz takes down, I believe that's Toole. Puck loose, and then went right back into the fray. 2 minutes left in the period, 1:10 left in the power play. Group holds it in, again on her off wing. Glides along the line, finds a teammate. Cross ice for Davis, and that one handcuffed her, otherwise she had a one-time opportunity. Groot to Davis. Far side Scully, and that one rolled on her. They've managed to work that triangle at the top of the zone very well.
Yes, they sure have. Their power play triangles looked great.
Scully to Davis, and a good little diving play by O'Leary.
What
Otherwise,
a play.
Davis had it winding up. Davis again, who's exchanged places with Groot. Scully from the far circle, puts one in the middle. Rebound chance after Duncan made the save, and she holds on.
Man, Todd, yes, McKendree has they've been setting up very well on the power play, but plays like that we just saw Colleen O'Leary stretch out so that puck did not get to the other defender. It's tenacity, it's pressure like that really makes plays, that really keeps the puck out of the back of the net.
So Addison Cooper sweating it out for another 26 seconds, hoping that her mistake doesn't end up costing her team. 20 seconds now as they give it over to Steinstra. Bergevska sharp. And a slap shot coming. That goes off the top of the net. That hits somebody here in front. May have been Janaea Lacroix. Here's Steinstra. Bergevska sharp. Brings it into the circle. Wrist shot blocked. Second opportunity. Save with the pad. That one went onto the stick of Lacroix. And Duncan was well positioned. Penalty is over. 35 seconds left in the period. Bergevska sharp has opponents coming from both directions. Nifty move by Lacroix, but she's still inside of her own zone. Saints able to take it off the side of the net. Bergevska sharp, intercepted on the way through. She has it poke checked. Here's Kelso going the other way. She's slowed up by Lacroix at the blue line. Poisson just jabs it along the wall. Here's Cooper. She's got a player out in front. Couldn't get the pass there. Poisson put it into the mixer. But the Bearcats come out with it, and that'll do it. An entertaining first 20 minutes of hockey. It was all Saints until it wasn't, as Maryville had a 3-0 lead, and then a fantastic diving goal by Barron to cut into that before the break.
Yeah, exactly what you want to do, Todd. It's your home opener. It's game one at the Maryville University Hockey Center. You come out, the captain, Emma Gerwitz, first shot on goal for Maryville goes in, and after one period, it's 3-1. So exactly what you want to do when you're coming in after a tie last night, coming into your home rink, 3-1 after period one.
So we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have your first intermission report. We'll look at some highlights, talk things over. And, of course, we'll have your second period of action coming up. Don't go too far. This is the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33?
Time's up, old man.
Run it back! I said run it back!
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
This is the MSHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Arco Construction,
the design and build people.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. 3-1 in favor of the Saints as they ran out to a quick 3-goal lead, Chuck, and a little bit of a late one there for Maryville.
You got me all choked up, Todd.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay.
We're going.
3-0 was the initial score. We got that first quick goal 40 seconds into the game, and it was all Maryville until then. Until the last 3 minutes or so, really.
Yeah.
And it was really kind of just a hustle play by McKendree that got them on the board.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, you got to do something when you're down that many, in the first period. Let's rewind a little bit. First shot on the goal, 40 seconds in. Emma Gerwitz, the newly named captain, comes in and just, boom, roofs it, Todd. And then they're feeling great. They're strong on there. As we're going to see this goal, I mean, Emma just comes in, and you don't miss from there. What a shot by Gerwitz. They're pumped up. And, there wasn't really much McKendree could do until, like you said, the last about 3 minutes.
Yeah, just a nice goal. She set it up perfectly, basically put it on the tee.
Yeah.
I mean, she just a little tap out in front, put it up high, and it was 1-0 from there. After that, it was Colleen O'Leary. She scored at 7:54 on the power play on a rebound chance. And again, the Saints were just buzzing left and right. You see O'Leary was able to just kind of slot it in just past the goaltender to take that 2-0 lead. And that became kind of a theme for Maryville, was making McKendree pay for going in the box, as the Saints thus far, as we'll see here in a second, are 2 for 2 on the man advantage.
Yeah, and that goal by O'Leary, that came right after they were just peppering shots on McKendree. They made them take a penalty. They're on the power play. And, McKendree's goaltender, she was stopping the initial shots. So not much you can do. That one hit the side of the net and came poked right out in front for O'Leary to put it right in. But, when you're on that many power plays, you're playing as strong as Maryville has been, you're going to succeed. And that's exactly what they've done so far.
Well, you always want your captain to lead by example, and thus far Emma Gerwitz has done just that, as she got her second of the night, another power play goal, first of the night for her second overall. As we see her, she just steps into another one just outside the circle, and again, it hits something in front, whether it was off the goaltender's glove or perhaps, as you mentioned, Chuck, off a defender's stick. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. It hit the back of the net. I mean,
seeing that replay there, Emma goes back so far and just puts that on. What a goal. What a shot. A great positioning for her. She's on her point. She moves in. As the puck squeaks out, she moves in and gets that shot. So some great play from Emma Gerwitz, as we expected. Great leadership, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
So the 3-0 lead was rather short-lived. That goal came at 16-18. The goal that put the first one on the board for McKendree came at 16:56. As we talked again about Barron scoring, it came off the face-off basically, and she's down on her basically on her stomach. She was kind of getting up, but how she got that close to the goaltender up and over the shoulder is really beyond me, how the physics work on that.
Yeah, the effort there was relentless. She wanted to put the shot on Sawyer Duncan. She absolutely did that, and from her stomach was able to put it up and over Maryville's goaltender Duncan. So you got to give it to her. What a goal, what effort. That's exactly what you got to do to put pucks behind Sawyer Duncan.
And you used the word relentless, and that's a good example of it for the McKendree Bearcats, as they now actually have outshot the Maryville Saints within that period. For the longest time, it was all Maryville winning the shot battle. After 20 minutes, now all of a sudden it is 11-10 in favor of the Bearcats, as they really kind of poured it on there in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, at one point it was 6-1 for the shots in favor of Maryville, 2-0 on the scoreboard. And I think I even said this could change at any moment. Well, McKendree sure proved that. They get a puck in the back of the net behind Sawyer Duncan, and they put 11 shots on goal. So anything can change, anything can happen. This second period sure to show that.
So we'll see what the final 40 minutes of play has in store for us. Hopefully it's as entertaining as the first 20. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll have your second period of play between the Bearcats and the Saints here at the Maryville University Hockey Center.
A lot of the times, students that are thinking about entering our program, they have a lot of questions. They've done their research. A lot of the questions that the students have are based upon outcomes. Where am I going to be 4 years from now if I decide to be in the Rawlings Sport Business Management program? Here, I'll show you. Here's where our alumni work now. We have students working in the athletic department at universities. We have students working for sports teams. We have students working for sports agencies, whether it be an Abstract Marketing, a Learfield Sports, an IMG. Those are a lot of the organizations that are hiring our students. And we do have a lot of our alumni who do work for sports teams, whether it be the Houston Rockets, the Kansas City Royals, the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues. Many of our students have worked for those agencies and continue to work for those types of organizations now.
Welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. A 2-goal lead for the Maryville Saints as we drop the puck here on period 2. The Bearcats have it and they rim it around as it trickles over to the far corner. Gorgievska-Sharp is tied up with Gerwitz. Gorgievska-Sharp puts one into the mixer. Good defensive stick by Maryville to get that one up. And they're able to clear it out. Not quite there for Poisson as the Bearcats put it right back in. Captain Gerwitz plays it high off the glass. Angled that one perfectly for Poisson. Easy for me to say. She couldn't quite keep the handle, though, as it negates an icing call, but no possession available. Saints dig in along the near side wall. Tic-tac-toe they go, but Gerwitz steps in front. Brennan looking for Rutherford. Instead, the Bearcats bring it in, and that's on very close to an offside as the player came off the bench on the incorrect side of the blue line, but the officials allowed it, saying she hadn't quite touched the ice yet. Steenstra got it up to the blue line. McGowan almost intercepted. Bearcats do get it out. They've got numbers, but it doesn't matter as that one was slammed over from the wrong side of the red line, and it's an icing call. No shots on the board thus far in the second period. We're 1:13 in. Again, your goal scorers for the Saints, Gerwitz, O'Leary, and Gerwitz. Barron, the final goal scorer of the first period, to put the Bearcats on the board. Saints doing a good job of digging in along the wall. Here's a backhand opportunity. Now the shot, score! Kyla Morris with her first goal here on home ice. And she breaks the deadlock here in the second period and gives the Saints their 3-goal lead restored.
An 11th shot on goal for Maryville. 4th goal of the game. Like you said, Todd, Morris with her first goal as a Maryville Saint. Roofed it, standing in the right spot, right in the middle of the ice, exactly where you want to be. Maryville's up 4-1.
Morris at 1:27 of the second period. Makes it a 3-goal lead again for the Saints. We'll see if the Bearcats can find an answer just as quickly. Here's Kelsel. That one popped heavily off of her stick. She puts one into the body of the defender. Dragging it back is Callhammer. Kelsel at the blue line. Callhammer on the half wall. Peels it away again. Good composure through pressure as it's jabbed inside by Furbit. Bodies falling everywhere for the Saints. Bearcats get it up towards center. Furbit with the poke, knocks it loose. Drug over the line by Haley, and she was able to get it into the zone, but not very far. 17:45 left to go here in the period. Haley holds the blue line. Davis with the puck. Squirts away from her. She's able to get it over on the blue line. Very close to offside again, but the linesman right on top of it. Saints able to steal it away. A backhander off the far side wall. Stretch pass over here to the near wing. Aqua had it taken away by Furbit. Hassenfront steps in, and Furbit says, take a seat. McBain with the nifty little move through traffic. Furbit hard off the wall, looking for Cooper. McBain is there as well as she collides with Pafalt. incidental contact. McBain brings it in. It just rolled on her a little bit. Line change. Saints need to be careful not to get caught with too many players. They were offside as well, and that one does get whistled with 16:54 to go.
So exactly what Maryville wants to do. They make it a 4-1 game. They're tied. Scores with a little over a minute into the period. Almost mirroring what they did in that first period.
11-11. That's the shots. Here come the Bearcats trying to put a 12th one on the board. Not going to count there as that goes wide off a skate. Aaron slipped it below the goal line. O'Leary popped it over here to the near side, or checked that. It was O'Brien, my mistake. O'Brien in the tussle again. McGowan takes her opponent to the boards. That was Gorgevska Sharp. Bearcats put one in front as they were trying to put one into the back door. Duncan was well positioned, but I don't believe the shot ever got through. This one's going to end up in an icing call unless O'Leary can catch up to it, which she does. At least enough to avoid the icing call. 4 minutes in here in the second. Another bouncing puck just past Emma Gerwitz. She's sitting on a potential hat trick. She gets the puck from Rutherford. Backhanded up the near side wall. Poisson continues it on its journey. Gloves it down along the blue line, but on the wrong side, so she had to let Rutherford come back. Groot fires it over to the far side. Held in along the line by Dawson. She put one in through the middle, but too many bodies. Groot skates it up, gliding over the blue line. She's got support, but she'll continue on it. She's going to peel it back in through the slot, looking for Davis. Nothing doing. Brennan muscles Lannon away from the puck. A nice little move by Brooks. Gets it back from Poisson, and then it's knifed away at the last moment. Saints going to change again. 2 seconds, and now we've got 5 minutes played. Dawson tied up, kicks at it. Just a little too far for Nab, but she had her teammate Kyla Morris over on the far side. She has to lift the stick of her opponent second, third time. Finally able to take that puck away as Brittany Cambeach was strong on it. Long shot opportunity from Smothers. She doesn't take it. Now from an angle, the rebound, score! Duncan made the initial stop, but they kept hacking and whacking at it. And the lead is cut in half. It is 4-2 with a second goal on the board this time. First of the game for Brittany Cambeats.
Backdoor tie, just like it's a playmaker's position right there, as you want to say. She was waiting backdoor. Sawyer Duncan made the initial save, and she got her own rebound, making it 4-2, like you said, cut in half.
So Cambeats at 5:28. It's a 2-goal game again. Never really understood it, but 3-1 always looks so much better than 4-2, even though the difference is the same. Toole popped one up. Couldn't be gloved down by Callhammer. Saints touch up on a delayed offside. 6 minutes played here in the second period. 1 goal apiece here in the middle frame. Aqua got it around Kelsel, but too far for her to catch up to it. Cross ice pass out of the reach of O'Leary. Hassenfratz is in, and now they've got numbers. Hassenfratz taken hard to the wall, and there's going to be a penalty coming up. That's going to go against Shelby Furbett. That's probably one of those that you don't really mind, but it is going to put Maryville shorthanded. So body checking is the call. Another 2 minutes up on the board against Maryville. Thus far, the McKendree Bearcats are 0 for 1 on the power play. Once again, Furbett into the box for the body check. A good cross body. Shot over the goal on the chance from just outside the slot. Groot holds the line. Near side pass. Scully will take it. Duncan the save, and she smothers. The whistle came. Puck popped loose. But Duncan was still on top of it even after the play.
Yeah, way to keep on her toes, Sawyer Duncan. The first shot was kind of whiffed on, fanned on a little bit by McKendree, and that second shot, Sawyer had to be on her toes and ready for it, and she was right there.
So to your point, Chuck, in the first period, that despite the goal difference, this game feels like it could turn on a dime.
Yeah.
It really feels like that for McKendree especially, as they're just barely missing on some of these opportunities. Saints are able to clear it down. The speedy O'Leary was given chase. Well, that was O'Brien. Groot charges into the far side corner. Here's Scully. Tiptoeing back towards the blue line, now to the circle. Cross ice pass on the tape, spinning around, and the shot goes wide. Scully picks it off the half wall and takes it back. Groot, straightaway point. Now they're working a little bit of a weave action. Scully again from the blue line. O'Leary's in front of her. He finds Davis. The shot on, that's knocked down. Good block by Toole. Groot from straightaway. O'Leary's in front. Here's Scully. Drops it back. Groot again. Thought about a slapper. Too many bodies. Wrist shot from the far side. Davis takes a seat. Arms up in the air on the McKendree bench. Wondering why there's no penalty for that, but there won't be. Scully crosses the line, and the puck just kind of stayed right there. She'll take it in towards the circle. Off a skate and just wide. That was one of those shots I think the goaltender would say they'd rather face the shot than have it deflected like that. But no harm, no foul, as the Saints have their full complement of players. Poisson has taken the place of the penalized Furbett.
So what a great kill by Maryville. Exactly what they needed to do.
So the rest of the lines change up for Maryville. 11-12 left to go here in the period. It's a two-goal game. Majority of the shots in this period have been for the Bearcats. 13-11 is now the total. Ridden into the wall is Brennan. She couldn't hold on to the puck due to the collision. Smothers tried to play it off the dashers to herself. Dawson brings it back the other way. She comes in.
Oh,
nice off of the wall. Dawson had the angle. Actually had the goaltender favoring the pass just a little bit. Dawson intercepts again, and it's pushed in by Poisson. Sticked away as Burke keeps it alive. 10:30 to go here in the period. Second period flying by, almost halfway through. Here's Kelsel from the near side wall. Little saucer pass, too close to the goaltender. And we'll get a stoppage with 10:20 to go.
So back at it, McKendree gets that goal, then right away they get a power play. Maryville's able to kill that power play, and now they're having some sustaining pressure down in McKendree's zone. So a little back and forth action here, Todd.
Pretty much what happened between these two teams last night. The scoreline was a little bit different. Brooks takes it off the end wall, cuts it hard back to the corner, and reverses, showcasing a little Robert Thomas-esque moves. Here's Kelso, just inside the blue line. Now taking a spill, and taken down was St. Louis. To the Saints' credit, a few times that they've been taken down, they haven't really looked around at the officials too much. Pafalt is back in her own zone with 9:40 to go here in the second. A backhand blind pass to the far corner, picked up by Barden. Brought across by Isabel Hobbs. And a collision right in front of the McKendree bench. And then Kyla Morris got a little bit of the business after the fact as well. Davis Came close to being offside as she popped that one back in. Davis along the half wall. Ooh, close to a slew foot there, but again, no penalty coming. To his credit, or perhaps discredit, if you feel that way, the official has been at least consistent with his calls and non-calls. Here's Groot from an angle. Duncan makes the save. Didn't know where the puck was, though. Fortunately for her, her defenders were there.
Yeah, what a great cut in by Groot, putting that shot on Sawyer Duncan.
Here's Steenstra to Atchison along the blue line. Scully carries it over the line, and the attacking line as well. Cuts it back through the middle. Glove save. A little cutback shot.
May have been going wide, but Sawyer Duncan snags it out of the air. Gets a little stoppage in play. 8:29 left to go in the second period. 4-2, still in favor of the Maryville Saints. But McKendree has one more shot, 14 against 13.
And the shot totals swinging back and forth like a pendulum thus far here in the second. Hassenfratz gets it up towards the half wall, but Saints are right there. Delayed offside, but that didn't last very long. Groot gives it up. O'Leary has it. She's muscling her way into the offensive zone. On the back check, taken away by Lacroix.
Playing a little soccer there, O'Leary is.
Almost right onto the stick as the Bearcats get it into the zone. They're caught in the midst of a line change, so just trying to look for some support. Nab slowed it up just enough for Maryville, but it pops back over the far wall. Steinstra couldn't quite get to it. There's Hassenfratz as she peels back. Jab down low by Haley. And flicked on around. Right now, it's just a battle of who can win the puck along the boards. Not too much going on in the middle as there's collision over on the far side. Now a little bit of extracurricular activity going on. The referee not heading over towards the far wall, so we're going to stay at 5-on-5.
Yeah, a little shoving here, a little pushing. Okay, that's fine. Nothing too crazy, nothing kept going, so we're going to have a face-off down in the Maryville zone.
Saints send out a line of O'Brien in the middle. Kelsel, Cooper. Argyropoulos getting her first action of the night. Argyropoulos hit the puck. She's taken down from behind from her knees, trying to keep it alive. Cooper picks up the loose change, tried to drive it back into the corner. Kelsel couldn't hold his own. And now it's numbers for the Bearcats. Looking across, diving play is made. Struggling to get back up is Furbett. And a shot in, stick save made. Duncan sweeps it away a second time as well. Back to Groot, out of the half wall. Spinning, Argyropoulos trying to get it out, puts it right into the body of Groot. Ferret can't clear either. Now the Saints get it up. The only player with any energy is Kelsel. She's able to loft one over the blue line and the end line as well. Garwitz plays it through the middle, but split her options. Kelsel was trying to go off on a change. Now she's forced to help out a little bit. Garwitz almost gave it up to Gorgievska Sharp. Bearcats do have the puck. A deflected puck comes up. Here come the Saints, 3-on-2. Brennan trying to thread the needle.
Oh.
And colliding with the end wall and shaken up just a little bit is McGowan. She's going to head off to the bench, and she seems to be favoring that right shoulder. We'll see if she's able to come back on her next shift or not. Brennan able to slice through the defense like a knife through hot butter.
Wasn't expecting that one, Todd.
I think the phrase is a hot knife through butter, but I got the point across.
I like it.
5:05 left to go here in the second period. Just out of the reach of Lannon, but she catches up to it on the second effort. Saints take it at their own blue line, but they have a delayed offside. Poisson was heading off on a change. Lannon. Davis had it pitchforked away. And the Saints take control as Morris with the interception. Chipped in by Brooks. Scully on the near boards, up through the middle. He finds Atchison. She'll drag it on around. Good little poke check. The puck still got in through the middle. Nobody knows where it's at. I think there was a whistle.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it had tipped in. Okay, a little extracurricular activity behind Sawyer Duncan.
I still don't even know where the puck is. I think the referee just finally blew it down because he didn't know either.
Yeah.
But it'll be a face-off along the near circle. 4:21 to go here in the second. Not as many goals as we saw in the first to this point in the period, but a lot more evenly contested here in the middle frame. Hassenfratz was able to rough up Kelsel, and now we're going to get a hooking call.
All right.
Trying to figure out who it's going to be on. Nobody's willing to go to the box. Referee is not taking charge of the situation.
Oh.
And that's what I thought it was going to be, because he said number 4. And I didn't see Brooke landing on the ice for McKendree, so it is going to be a penalty against Manu Kelsall.
So a good opportunity for McKendree to come within 1 here. Power play in the second period.
Bearcats 0 for 2 with the power play thus far, and that's pretty much been the difference. Saints have 2 power play goals. None thus far for the Bearcats. We'll see if they can change that here with 1:35 left on the power play. Groot over to Davis. Scully is skulking around here on the near circle. Instead, they go down low. Hassenfratz's shot. That was knocked down in front. Furbett trying to tie things up. Puck came into the crease, and Duncan will cover.
So it seemed like they're kind of trying to force it a little bit. Groot and Scully were wide open, but the winger elected to just take the shot. So if you got to watch 22 Scully on McKendree, she really had a lot of room and a lot of time to break in back door.
I almost wonder if that was one of those plays where the previous power plays have basically been nothing but passes connecting Groot, Scully, and Davis.
Yeah.
So maybe Hassenfratz was finally like, well, I'm going to get something going here.
Right. I'm just take that shot. Why not?
1:05 left in the power play. Groot tried to thread one up the far side. Saints intercept, and they'll put one on goal, and Burke will actually cover it up.
Perfect.
That works out very well for the Saints, as there's under a minute to go in their penalty kill. 3:09 left to go in the period.
So I think they had 6 players on, and Coach Lang is going, "What? Hey, they can't play with 6 players on the ice."
Bearcats win the draw, but then Tool's able to steal the loose puck. Oh, they had the backdoor play set up. It just wouldn't settle down for O'Leary. Good decision by Gerwitz not to charge after that puck. As that actually leads to an icing call. That's a mental mistake there by the Bearcats.
Yeah, it really is.
They're starting to show a little bit of frustration now.
Yeah, I've been feeling, I haven't said anything, but I'm going to say it. I've been feeling a shorthanded goal by Maryville. The way they played the first couple penalty kills earlier, and the way they're playing them now, I feel a shorthanded goal.
Numbers favoring the Bearcats, though. There was an odd lull in the play after Steinstra was able to, she falls down again. I wonder if she's got a skate issue.
Yeah, might want to check them skates.
She gets the puck at the blue line, walks the line, and then dishes off. Lannon was calling for it. Instead, the shot was taken by Gorgievska-Sharp. It's loose in front. Now there's a melee in front. Myriad of bodies left and right. Lannon, cross ice. Steinstra with the shot, sticked away. Rebound chance and another save by Duncan. Gorgievska-Sharp leaves it for Steinstra. She'll walk the line again. Gorgievska-Sharp just outside the circle along the hash marks. Duncan found it through traffic and turned it away. Back to 5-on-5. There was a little bit of a slash there. They try to spring Poisson, who's fresh off the box. Again, she comes out for the player in the box. And that puck just slides away from her. Now here's Rutherford. Cross ice and onto the stick of Brennan.
There were two there.
A little too far for Poisson. And not quite there for Brennan. McGowan is out. That's good to see after she was a little bit shaken up her last time on the ice. Centering pass. And it's loose right in front of the crease. Poisson is able to guide it out. That gives the Saints a little bit of a breather. 90 seconds, I should say, in the period left. And again, Burke decided at the last moment to keep that one alive. Her defender didn't know that. They are going to say it's potential icing, and it will be. So it'll be an offensive zone faceoff coming up with 1:12 to go here in the second for Maryville.
Yeah, the shots have kind of taken off, 21-15 in favor of McKendree. Maryville still has the 4-2 lead. See if they can't stick another one up on the scoreboard with 1:12 left here in the second period.
Seems like it's a lot of one and done for Maryville, whereas Bearcats have had a flurry of activity.
Yeah.
65 seconds left in the period. Morris, who has a goal to her name here this evening, leaves it for St. Louis. Kelso pinches in from the blue line. Here's Morris. Drops it off for St. Louis. She'll fire one in, but wide. Picking it off the wall. As the Saints trying to hold it in. Can't quite do it. And now we get a whistle on a hand pass.
So it's going to come down to the third, Todd, as you like to see. 39 seconds left, 4-2 Maryville. And the face-off is going to be to the left of the McKendree Bearcats goaltender.
Well, the referee's having a discussion with the McKendree bench. They actually didn't have enough players on the ice. So a bit of a mulligan there handed to him by the official. Barron tried to jab one off the wall, but can't clear it. Gerwitz was able to hold it in. It goes off the skate of Toole, but springs a counterattack. Gerwitz again steady along the far side. Guided back. Haley puts it off the near side wall. O'Leary with the steal. Dawson crosses the line. Looking for O'Leary. She's roughed up a couple times. Still on the puck, though. Toole leaves it for Gerwitz. A shot in just wide, but that'll do it. 40 minutes are in the books. It's a 2-goal lead. The same difference as we had through 20, but now the scoreline has changed at 4-2.
So yeah, like you said, Todd, 4-2 game going into the third period. McKendree Bearcats able to find their feet a little bit, get two behind Sawyer Duncan. And as I just said, come down to the third period, anything can happen.
So we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have your second intermission report. This is the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy. At Moneta, whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaefer and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaefer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaefer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
This is the MSHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Hogan Trucking, comprehensive transportation, straightforward solutions.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center here in the Hogan Trucking Intermission Report. Todd Panula alongside Chuck Kraus. Well, Chuck, the score difference didn't change, but the score line did, as it's now 4-2 after being 3-1 after the first period of play.
Yeah, each team puts one in the back of the net in the second period. The shots kind of, went away from Maryville, and McKendree really took over that, and that's exactly what they've got to do. You get a couple power plays, you put the shots on goal, that's going to get you goals, Todd, right? So, it didn't, like you said, it's still two-goal game, but McKendree's doing exactly what they need to do and putting them shots on Sawyer Duncan.
So we talked about needing to help out Sawyer Duncan. They did it with the goals, not necessarily as much with the shots allowed, as that swung back the other way in favor of the Bearcats. Now it's 21-16. Within that period, it was 10-6 in favor of the Bearcats. As we mentioned there towards the end of the period, they seem to be getting the better of the shots in terms of sustained pressure. Like there's a flurry of activity, whereas Maryville, it's kind of one and done.
Yeah, Maryville, if it's not a goal, it's usually, like you said, one and done. McKendree Bearcats, I see a lot of the rebounds, right? Sawyer Duncan will kick one out, and a McKendree Bearcat will be sitting right there at the doorstep, put another one on Sawyer Duncan. So she's been doing a great job at, controlling those rebounds out of the goal. And like you said, helping out Sawyer is what they need to do. If her defenders can get the puck out, clear it out after she makes that initial save, that would help her out a ton.
So to your point about it's either a goal or not very many shots.
Yeah.
The first shot of the period ended up being a goal for Maryville as Kyla Morris would get her first goal here on home ice for the Saints. And what a way to start it in terms of getting an important goal for her team. We saw the tail end of it there, a good celebration. She was pumped up to get that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, and like I said on air, kind of mirroring the first period as well. First shot of the game goes in for Emma Gerwitz. First shot of the period for Maryville goes in there. So let's see what the third period brings. Will the first shot be a goal? I don't know, Todd. I guess we'll see.
So it ended up being just about 40 seconds or so between goals in the first period. A little bit longer for McKendree to answer here in the second period, but they would find another answer as they put their second one on the board. That one was Cambeats scoring at 5:28. And again, putting a little bit of that worry into the Maryville Saints is there's only 20 minutes left and it's a close one.
Yeah, they sure haven't given up in the McKendree Bearcats, and that's what if you're down, you gotta keep grinding, you gotta keep on the pressure, and they're showing that with the shots that they have on goal now. It shows that they're not laying down. They're not going to let Maryville take this easily.
So we'll see if a team can pull off a victory or if we'll have another tie. Hopefully not. There's 20 minutes left between now and then to decide that one. We'll step aside for another quick break. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop here on the third period. This is the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33?
Clowns up, old man.
Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSC, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSC, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. and everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSZ, where we treat you right, you'll see.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time.
For two.
From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
And Todd, I'm going to go ahead and bring this back here. Welcome back, everybody. I want to make a quick observation. The burgers here at the Hockey Center taste just like Steak and Shake. They're wonderful.
Now, was that Steak and Shake when it was good, or
yes, yes, yes? That was 20 years ago.
And I just say that because there still are some good ones, but the one that I was local to kind of fell off the wagon, so to speak.
They're few and far between here in St. Louis anymore. So
yeah,
come to the Hockey Center and watch some Maryville hockey and get some burgers. So back to what's important.
I was trying to think of how to transition out of that. There's no good way. 4-2 is your score. We're about 45 seconds into the third period here as that one was spun around. There will be no icing here, so chasing it down is Gerwitz as she slams on the brakes. Tries to play one up through Brooks. It nibbles off the toe of her stick, but she was still on the wrong side of the red line. So it will be an icing this time against Maryville. 1 minute and 1 second played here in our first stoppage in the third period.
So here it is, Todd, third period of play. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I got my drop top cruising the streets. I had to do it, but it is 7 o'clock on the dot here in St. Louis at the Hockey Center.
Just had to sneak that one in there.
Yep. I wasn't going to do it, and then when I said it, I mean, how do you not, hey, it's 7 o'clock on the dot. How don't you follow with the song lyrics, right?
Might as well, yeah. So Group pops one in. It's we've gone off the rails here in the third period.
It happens. I think every broadcast now, right?
So Brooks slides one up, and it's feathered in by Morris. She'll head off on a change. Brooks comes in on the forecheck. Almost got a piece of it. Little pop pass from Hobbs. She was looking for Smothers. Couldn't quite connect. And we'll have an icing the other way. 18:15 to go.
Yes, sir. 18:15 to go. Todd, it's the beginning of the season, man. I mean, the women, the men, this is game 2. Men are playing game 4 tonight in Oklahoma. It's hockey season. I'm glad to see it.
Men's Division I team with a big victory, knocking off the top-ranked team in the University of Central Oklahoma. Everybody digging in, jabbing along the wall. Referee way away from the play. Interesting positioning. Toole lost control of it. Dawson spikes it down low. Picked up by Groot. Dawson again holds it in. Tried a little shot from the blue line. That was knocked down. Bearcats get it out, but the Saints putting on some good pressure. O'Leary will charge in. Furbin pops it over the blue line. Delayed offside. Toole was hauled down. Referee was puck watching though. That was away from the play. Carried on around. Atchison slams on the brakes. Backhand chance from the far side, and Duncan is bumped into.
Yeah, some words are being exchanged right now, and Sawyer Duncan able to cover that puck up, and she looked like she got kneed in the helmet a little bit, but not very hard. She pops right back up, and she's ready for the face-off.
You don't usually see that. I don't know if Atchison lost balance or if that was somewhat on purpose, but the defenders for Maryville didn't seem too hard done by it.
Yeah, weren't too concerned.
That one out of the reach of Cooper. Second opportunity. She's able to knock it down with her skate, but right to the Bearcats. And now a giveaway by the Bearcats as Cooper takes it right back. She slides it through the defender, but she was tied up just enough to where she won't be able to track it down. Saints trying to put on a little bit of pressure here. O'Brien not going to be able to catch up to Scully. She gets it down around in behind the net. Karwitz spins it back here to the near wing. 16:20 to go here in the third. This period has started off a little bit differently than the first and second. Not a whole lot of action there as players and assistants on the bench for McKendree are going to say, hey, we didn't ask for that.
Especially about their own team.
So another stoppage. The faceoff will be inside the McKendree zone with 16:11 to go. Another faceoff win by the Bearcats, and they pick up possession off of it as well. Blowing a tire, though, is Lacqua. Nobody was in the vicinity for Maryville, though. Second and third opportunity. The Bearcats get in, and now they've got a 2-on-1. Here's Hassenfrutz. Takes the shot. Eaten alive by Duncan.
Sawyer keeping her ground, not anticipating that pass, and she's able to swallow that up, keep it a 4-2 game.
And I think that's the sign of a confident goaltender, too, when she was very calm in her movements. She wasn't trying to cheat on the pass, as you mentioned. Knocked out of midair, but unable to hold it in. Barron gets it again. Second opportunity. That time it was Steinstra. Was able to get one in. Gorgevska Sharp spun around by Brooks. She still ends up with the puck, and a diving play by Dawson to knock it away. And a shot nibbles off the side of the cage from Groot. Sticked away by Duncan as it came back out in front. Penalty coming up, and I believe it's going to be against McKendree.
Yes. Referee right there in the zone watching the play. His arm goes up. Going to get an interference call.
So Larissa Gorgevska Sharp will spend the next 2 minutes in the sin bin unless Maryville can make that a little bit shorter. They have done so 2 times thus far. They're 2 for 2 on the power play. They would really like to stretch that lead back to 3 and give themselves a little bit more breathing room. St. Louis has lost her glove, and now she's lost her footing as she goes down to the ice. Now she loses her stick again, and Scully knocks it out of her hands. Back to the point, walking the line is Gerwitz. Slap shot, knocked down in front. I believe that was Scully to get a piece of it. From the circle, shot by O'Leary is turned away. Saints, as they have done on their previous power plays, putting on some good pressure. Here's Poisson from the half wall, avoids the poke. Nice little pop pass to the far circle. Into the front, O'Leary taking the pass from Rutherford, but steering it wide. Rutherford the shot, rebound smothered.
Man, Emma Gerwitz was sneaking in the middle.
Rutherford has been a pass-first player thus far here tonight, but electing to take the shot on that opportunity. The 18th of the game for Maryville. Getting outshot by 4. Nevertheless, they have a 2-goal lead. Here's St. Louis to Poisson and back. They exchange places, and then Poisson puts one off the side of the goal. It hit the post, but on the outside. St. Louis to Poisson, back to Gerwitz. The puck floated on her. They chop at it, but Rutherford can't do much with it. O'Leary with a shot, sticked away from a bad angle. Gerwitz, tic-tac-toe. O'Leary takes a spill in front. Rutherford finds St. Louis to the forehand. The shot blocked, rebound, score! Sydney Poisson makes it 3 for 3 on the power play, and it's a 3-goal lead as well.
Poisson almost took a nonchalant little swing at it there, Todd, as it popped out right to her. And she puts it into the back of the goal, making it a 5-2 game. 13:55 left in the third period. She didn't really celebrate much, and it was, like I said, it was kind of a, well, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in.
Yeah, it was kind of like, well, if I must, I must. Sydney Poisson, though, with her first goal here on home ice.
We saw her, I don't want to say the word dominate, but she had a great season last year.
I think for her this season, as with all goal scorers, it's going to be about consistency. Because she put up the numbers, but I think even the coaching staff might admit there were a game here and there to where she would just kind of disappear.
Yeah.
Whether just one of those games or the defense took her out of it, but if she can get a little bit more consistent, that's really going to help out this club. In behind the net, Argyropoulos kind of lost her footing. Lost the puck in the process as well. Bearcats ladle it out towards center. Pushed right back in by Dawson, but given up as Landon comes down with it. The touch pass up for Lacqua. She was able to get just enough onto it to avoid an icing call. Furbitt comes back over here to the near wing. Not out of the zone, though. Here's Groot, but her shooting lane dried up. Gallops on around, and they put it in front. They score.
Great play by Groot. She faked it. She went around the net. And again, a backdoor play. Groot was able to force it in front. And Larissa, say it for me, Todd.
Gorgievska Sharp.
Gorgievska Sharp, thank you very much. Able to put it in the back of the net.
So 7:18 is the time of the goal for Gorgievska Sharp. Third goal of the game for the Bearcats, matching their total from last night, but they're going to need a couple more and to keep Maryville off the board as well if they want to get this game tied up. Here's St. Louis, gets one through, tapped on. Brooks finds Morris. She's already got a goal. She'd like a second, but it's knifed away by Groot. Still got the pass off. Brooks with a jab shot, and that's turned away off the back of the goal. St. Louis is taken down as she struggles to regain her footing. Now Morris goes to the ice as well. Gerwitz steps up. Pops one over into the corner, in behind the net, off the glass. Backhanded up and way up as that goes out of play.
So 11:58 in the third period. Shots are 23-20 in favor of McKendree. But Maryville still has the 2-goal lead at 5-3.
In terms of the way the scoring has gone, Maryville has gotten the first goal of every period, and that seems to have worked out in their advantage. Stepping up is Nab. She had her skate taken out from underneath her. No call coming. And again, every official is going to call everything differently. I don't mind something like that. I'd like to see that a little bit more in the NHL to where it's like, okay, the stick is there, but was it really a trip?
Right.
And
let them play more.
Puck pinballing back and forth. And unable to hold it in on the second opportunity is Nab, but coming over on the backside, Dawson. She's unable to keep Scully out of the zone, though, but Nab picks it up from the corner, plays it right back to Scully. Pushed up the ice by Brennan, not out yet. Second opportunity, that goes off McBain's skate. Cooper is lined up and driven into the wall. McBain into the zone, but lost possession. Scully stick handles around 1 and 2 and 3, crosses the blue line on the far wing, and then is negated by an offside.
All those good moves, and Davis went offsides. She had some speed, Scully did, entering the zone.
10:43 to go here in the third. Neutral zone face-off from the far wing. Bearcats win it again. They've gotten the better of the Saints on the face-off dot, but it hasn't necessarily translated in terms of the offense yet. Hasselfratz, again, cutting through the defense, give it away. Here comes O'Leary. She's off to the races, kicks it, skate to stick, sliding through 2 defenders. Lost it at the last moment, and it's in the corner. Gerwitz holds it in as it came towards the blue line. Toole ran into a defender. The pop pass, dangerous there from McGowan as she stepped up, but she was able to get it. Collision here along the near boards as Colbank was taken into the wall. McGowan steps up wisely this time. She's able to hold it in along the boards. St. Louis is there as well. But the Saints couldn't quite hold it in on that chance, so Leary does as she gloves it down. Here's Morris from the corner, charging in behind the net. Wraparound attempt, rebound chance, and it's all turned away. But there's another penalty coming up. Gerwitz on the off wing. She's taken down. That will allow the Bearcats to touch it up, and now the 4th power play of the game for Maryville.
Yeah, cross check. You can see that one a mile away as there was a scrum in front.
So Kirsten Barron, who has one of the 3 goals for her team, now puts them shorthanded.
See if Maryville can't go up by 3 here. 9:19 left in the period.
Off the draw, Saints are able to hold it in. Here's Gerwitz charging in, hands it off to Poisson. St. Louis was there as well. St. Louis able to keep it away from Groot as she's taken down. Referee not going to give Maryville a 2-man advantage. Poisson to Gerwitz, but the puck ramped off of her stick. She holds it in, at least for the moment. Rutherford using her size disadvantage to her advantage as she avoided a check by slipping underneath. And now a quick whistle there from the official as he lost sight of the puck just long enough, but the faceoff will stay in the zone.
Yeah, bodies seem to be going everywhere. Down on the ice, under, the puck's going under the players. Like you said, kind of a quick whistle.
The Saints are going to roll out a whole new line.
Take a timeout here.
Yeah, that is correct. Coach Tommy Lang taking his timeout now. You can't take it with you, as they say. 1:25 left on the power play attack.
Make me wanna shout.
Are you the next contestant on The Voice?
Tom, we might go to The Voice. We might go American Idol. We'll see what happens. I'll have my people call their people and see what we can do.
Got to do those backdoor dealings, huh?
Shots are all tied up at 23. Still 5-3 Maryville. As Coach Lang, like you said, Todd, has taken a timeout. 1:25 left in the power play. I know Maryville would love to go up by 3 here. 2-goal lead. I'm going to be cliche here. They always say a 2-goal lead is the worst to have in hockey. Whether that's true or not, there's a lot of time on the clock for McKendree still to put a couple in the back of the net.
It is weird, and I mentioned it in the second period when the goals were scored. Visually, how things can kind of mess with you, because like at 3-1, that's a 2-goal lead. But for some reason, visually, that seems more solid than 4-2.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. It's weird how the psyche works on that. It's right. It really does kind of mess with you. And 5-3 seems like a good lead, you know?
Saints with control of the puck as they won the faceoff. Rutherford from the half wall. Dipsy-doos around, gives it off to Gerwitz. They were trying to feed St. Louis in front. Good strong pass from Poisson, but couldn't quite find the mark. Gerwitz standing her ground, holds it in. Great play, and now here's O'Leary on the puck from the dot. Puts it through in a pad save. Rutherford picks up the loose change. From the edge of the circle, down low for O'Leary. She comes across. Oh, how did that not score?
I don't know if that was a post or if it was a left pad save.
There was no reaction from the goaltender at all, but one way or the other, that puck did not go in. Here's Poisson again. He'll take a high hoister this time.
Wow.
Right into the glove. .757 left in the period. 38 seconds left in the power play as Maryville trying to keep that percentage at.
You got to think that's exactly what Coach Lang was telling his ladies on that timeout. What a play.
And again, you got to look at that on the replay, and that was a gaping net. Sometimes that happens in hockey as Brooks knocks it down on the way through. Here's O'Brien.
With room.
She's going to take the shot, but waited a little too long as her numerical counterpart in Jana Barnden knocked it down. Toole with the spin shot, and that's saved by Brianna Burke.
Yeah, when the Maryville has possession down here on the boards, Todd, they're given a lot of room and space by McKendree. McKendree's probably got to look at that a little bit because Maryville's, whoever's on this right side is able just to walk in and shoot.
So instead of the top power play line, it's the top line of the Maryville Saints coming out to potentially have a 5-on-5 attack. Oh, they were looking in front as that ramped off the stick of Poisson. 6 seconds left in the power play. And that'll just about do it. So the perfect percentage for Maryville goes by the wayside. Still 3 for 4 is not too bad.
No, not one bit.
Intercepted by Rutherford on the clearance. Groot trying to keep it away from Poisson. She's a little bit slow to get up after she went hard into the end wall. Again, perhaps catching a rut in the ice. Now the attack right into the glove of Duncan. Aqua trying to use the defender as a screen, but Duncan saw it all the way.
And Cindy Poisson caught a rut or something, and man, your shoulder, I mean, it was right. Oh, I could just feel it from up here, you know.
That's always the worry with those kind of collisions, especially this, well, really any time in the season, but this early, you don't want to go down with a shoulder injury.
No.
So Morris trying to guide it through traffic as she's pushed into the wall. They scrum for it. Bearcats come out with it, at least for momentarily. Brooks had her stick lifted. Bearcats take it away. Colbank up the near wing. That's her off wing. Crosses the red line and dumps it around. Line change going on for the Bearcats. Saints trying to clear it around. Brooks felt the pressure coming and just tapped it out. Scully from her home blue line. Forecheck put on by both St. Louis and Morris. Bearcats get it in the offensive zone as the Saints are doing a line change now. Brown kicks at it, holds it in the attacking end, but on the back check, nicely done as O'Leary takes it away.
Oh!
There's a player taken down. That's going to be a penalty as Toole went hard into the boards.
Man, yes, she did.
And even the referee's kind of looking around like he gave a little shrug, like, how do you expect me not to call that?
Boy, her legs were taken from underneath her, and she went hard into the boards directly in front of the Maryville bench. Oh, man, that's another one that thump, Todd, you could just feel it up here. Hopefully she's okay.
Cameron Scully, I'm not really sure what her argument is unless she's not the one that did it. She's going to the box one way or the other. So a 5th power play of the evening for Maryville. 3 for 4, as we mentioned. Rutherford wins the draw. Poisson to Gerwitz at the point. Poisson on the half wall. Poisson from the angle. The shot was knocked down. Rutherford trying to catch up to it. Cheekily behind her back. Into the corner for O'Leary. Gets it back on the hash marks. She charges in. Deflected shot. Poisson fans on the rebound. That was St. Louis to get the initial chance towards goal. Comes St. Louis, crossing the blue line, but it went off of her backhand, so she couldn't get clean control. Morris is going to bring it in as there's a piecemeal line change going on here. Morris avoids the poke check. Bearcats slow it up, and they will just barely get it out. Gerwitz chases it down at center. O'Brien stepped up, got the puck back. Here's Toole. Good to see her back out there, suffering no long-term effects from that check from behind. Under a minute to go in the power play, though. O'Leary, the lone player left from that top power play line. She'll slow it up in the corner. Morris setting up on the half wall. Dawson's back at the blue line, but O'Leary's still on the puck. Dawson, cross ice. Toole fans on it initially and then loses control of it. The puck loose along the blue line. Now a partial break. No, it will not save for Davis. Duncan out of her net. And that's got to be something that she worked on in the offseason, as we saw a lot, especially in her freshman year. She was not comfortable coming out of the crease.
Yeah.
18 seconds left in the power play. There's a stoppage after that fracas in front of the Maryville bench.
Fracas. I like it.
You got to vary it up a little bit. Got to see who's listening at home. Shots have swung back the other way, though, as the Saints now have a 4-goal margin, 27-23. 4 minutes left. 11 seconds, now 10 left on the power play. Bearcats have it, though, so they'll be less than that. Kelsel steps into one, looking for the player in front. It's loose in the skates. Here's Brennan. She spins it towards goal. Score! On the rebound chance, the Saints have got another power play goal, I believe. That one was close to the end of the time, and they're going to give it to Ellie Rutherford, another freshman on the board for the Saints.
Good for Ellie Rutherford. Like you said, a freshman hanging out in front of the net, being put on the power play. And she was at the right place at the right time. Todd, it snuck out to her, and she put it in the back of the net. 6-3, Maryville Saints, 3:45 left in the period.
So the goal at 16-15. We'll see whether or not they count that as power play goal. Off the backside of Brooks. She keeps it away from Morris and charges up the rink. Crosses the blue line on the attack. Back to the forehand. Drops it off. Gerwitz still looking for number 3. And a backhand chance for St. Louis, and she is spilled down. Kelsel intercepts. front for Morris. And Smothers brings it across for the Bearcats. Sometimes it's hard to hear the PA, but I don't believe I heard him say on the power play. So
yeah,
I think that came just after, which now puts the Saints at 3 for 5. But it's kind of one of those goals that you still feel resulted from the power play
Sure,
attack.
oh, absolutely.
2:30 to go here in the third, potentially the game, unless there's some sort of mad comeback here by the Bearcats.
Definitely a different game from last night, Todd. Definitely going to be a different outcome, like you said, unless there's a crazy change in the action. But exactly what Maryville needed to do when you come out on home ice.
Kallhammer takes a spill, sticked away by Duncan as that was too close for her comfort. Bearcats pick it up in behind the net, but good defense from Toole to help out. Just skate up through the middle, avoiding Scully. O'Leary drops it back for Kallhammer. The return pass was unexpected. Scully spins it back over to the far wing. Lannon is there. O'Leary takes her out, but lost her twig in the process. Lannon picks it up off the wall. A bouncer right up towards the blue line and spiked out by the Bearcats. Kelso sends it up into the bench. And for the second, perhaps third time in this game, they've had to duck for cover over there on the McKendree Pine.
So, Todd, it doesn't look like the women are home until October 22nd.
Yeah, they have an odd schedule
Yeah.
to start the season. They have this home and home against McKendree, and then they don't have another game until I believe the second weekend in October.
All right.
And then, yeah, they're not home until the end of the month.
Well,
so
it being a new team, having new faces, they'll be able to get a lot of practices under their belt, so that'll be nice for them.
And similarly to what we've said on the men's side, because they have a kind of a similar schedule to where you had that first home game and then all of a sudden you hit the road.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have those road trips and get that team bonding, especially when you have those new players. Shot from Groot goes wide. Oh, she hit a player on the head. That was Argyropoulos. She's going to go into the box for that.
I mean, that's just, that's one word, Todd, that's frustration. You can tell they're frustrated. They know that, as Joe Parisi just announced, there's only 1 minute left. Now 45.9. But yeah, you can't keep your stick up that high.
I mean, Argyropoulos was down on the ice, but yeah, she basically axe chopped her with the stick. I mean, it wasn't a full swing, but the toe of the blade came down on the helmet of Argyropoulos. Here's Gerwitz. Her shot had eyes and met with the pad of the goaltender. Rutherford was spun around, and the Bearcats will clear it out. 30 seconds left. So the Saints are going to pick up their first victory of the season. They'll improve to 1-0-1. Gerwitz is taken down from behind.
15 seconds left.
Here's O'Leary up through the middle, so skate in on the left wing. Chance for one last shot, should they want to take it. Rutherford from the circle. Gerwitz is there. She does have the hat trick. The fans want her to shoot it, but she's not going to. Taking the sportsmanlike approach. And it'll be a 3-goal victory for the Maryville Saints on their first home game of the season. A 6-3 win over the McKendree Bearcats to open things off.
You got to be happy with that, Todd. They tie yesterday away on the road. They come to their home rink for their home opener. They win 6-3, 30-25 shots in favor of Maryville. 2 goals by your captain. Great showing by the Lady Saints tonight.
Gerwitz with 2 goals back in the first. O'Leary was sandwiched in between to make it 3-0. Barron would make it 3-1 after one. Morris would make it 4-1. Then it was 4-2 as Cam Beach had scored in the second. Here in the third, it was Poisson, Gorgetska Sharp, and Rutherford to give us our 6-3 final. Another fantastic handshake line. This time it's in a victory for the Maryville Saints. We'll step aside, but when we come back, we'll talk things over, give our final thoughts on tonight's victory for Maryville. Don't go too far. We'll be back with a brief post-game show here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Hello, America. This is a message for the brave people who want to get a degree online on top of all the other things going on in their lives. The higher education system is broken. 75% of Americans say it's easier to succeed with a degree, but only 25% think the education system is fine the way it is. Something's not right. Here at Maryville University, we've been bravely disrupting the higher education system for nearly 150 years by putting students first, not the other way around. And now we're bringing it online. We believe education is not just about earning a degree, but about pursuing and achieving your dreams. That's why we develop programs in partnership with the businesses that will employ the leaders of tomorrow. The future belongs to the brave. Let's be brave together. Be brave and learn more now at maryville.edu/online. Hello, America. This is
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as the Saints picked up their first victory of the season. They had somewhat of a disappointing result last night, 3-3 tie, but ultimately in the grand scheme of things, you still get points on the year in terms of the standings. But they really came out here solidly here tonight, and right from start to finish, you could kind of tell overall they were the better team.
Yeah, it wasn't a loss last night, so it's not too bad, right? And then they come out tonight in front of their home crowd, and they really put on a showing, winning 6-3, out shooting McKendree Bearcats 30-25. Todd, Coach Lang's got to be happy with the way his gals played.
So obviously a big win for Sawyer Duncan, for the team overall. I know officially we don't generally give out players of the game, but you have to admire the play of Emma Gerwitz again, stepping up first game as a captain.
Yeah, 40 seconds in, first shot on goal goes in, and she just started it from there. So, some great play by their new leader, Emma Gerwitz. I'm excited to see what she's got to bring this season.
Talked about the fresh faces for this team. Couple freshmen getting on the board as well with their first goals under Maryville.
Yeah, how exciting. And after they score, you see the puck getting thrown to the bench. They're going to tape it up. They're going to mark it up for the first goal. And, it's one of those things, Todd, your first time playing college hockey, you're here, you're at the home opener, and you get your first collegiate goal. How exciting for those new players.
So they've got to be pumped. The whole team is pumped. The fans were pumped. They get to go home happy. They have a happy trip in front of them here tonight as the Maryville Saints win by 3, a final score of 6-3. That'll wrap it up for our broadcast here tonight. Make sure to stay tuned to the Saints social media as we will have a weekend recap coming up potentially tomorrow, and that'll include everything from an interview with Coach Tommy Lang, and we'll kind of recap everything that happened this weekend, so look forward to that. But for Chuck Krause, I'm Todd Fernula. We thank Eric Skelton for making us look good behind the scenes. For everybody here at the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, we thank you for watching, and good night.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network thanks you for watching this presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.